Hi guys, and welcome to this live review of Creed 2. So I see that you chatted a little bit after my last stream, which is very interesting. Okay, I have to read about that device. So guys, Creed 2, I saw it yesterday evening, in the biggest, coldest night this year, pretty much. And what do you think about it? Well, I have to say a few words about the first movie because I did say, before what I think about the first movie. And what I think about the first movie is basically that, yes, it had substance, but overall, how it was made, the pacing was so slow. I didn't like, the outcome of it, what happened in the last match and all of that. I thought that, like, it wasn't really that worth watching overall. So I didn't really get into it. I wasn't stuck then. I felt that it was too long. I felt it was like a chore. I really did. I know that a lot of people like crazy praising, Creed 1. I understand that, but it just wasn't my cup of tea in the way that the movie was made. I just like a bit more dynamic. With a lot of substance, but a bit more dynamic. And now this Creed 2 has a different director, actually. And the way it was made and the whole story, not only about Creed and his struggles, but about, Drago, his family, what happened after the loss, after the loss, after Rocky beat um, the big guy. I don't know how can I forget his name, Dolph Lundgren's character. Anyways, I'm not that into Rocky as a franchise in general, but that whole story about how his father, Creed, died, and then how Rocky beat this huge monster basically, and what happened with his life. It was so interesting, and how that reflects now on his son Drago. What huge expectations Russia has on his shoulders. It was crazy. Hi, Ivy. You can feel that. You can feel how poor they were. You can feel how tough it was for them. You can feel everything. So you can feel about those characters, and you can feel about Creed and his struggle. It's so different, what he's going through, and it's so different what Drago was going through. But both, they do struggle with life, with their career. They're both very talented. They both have their strengths and their weaknesses, and they both have such a high stakes to fight for. They really did. I like, when I first started watching this, I just can't imagine when can they even go with this? How can they make this compelling as a story? How can they make this something that we as a viewer can be invested in? And not only we as a viewer, but just, how can you explain to a very intelligent person? Because let's assume that, movies should be made for intelligent people that can understand very deep concepts, that can understand human struggle and meaning behind a lot of things in life. And sometimes you think, certain things in the movie that should happen or would happen, and sometimes you just cannot think that far ahead, but you're surprised by how amazing this movie is thought, it's thought of, it's written. It surprises you with this super high quality, even each and every line. I'm not going to get into spoilers now. No, I'm just going to say that this movie surprises you with how the characters speak to each other, even how the story is developing, how everything is shot. Like, to this point, we all probably seen so many movies in life, so many movies, and it's very hard to a movie to impress you these days, to surprise you, to touch you from inside, because some people just get so numb by everything that they watch these days. You just get so, like, nothing can phase you, like nothing can make you cry, nothing can make you feel that much these days. You're just like a ton of well, just like, you know you're not feeling, let's say, you're emotionless, and you feel like something is hitting you, and you're just not feeling it. They try to hit you with something figuratively, but you're just like, what? you know so that is how some movies sometimes feel these days, but not this. So many times I'm comparing, and you guys even, when you remember old movies from the 90s, how they're made and how it kept your attention throughout. Let's remember any movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Let's say Commando, for instance. There could be some cheesy moments like to today's standards, but the way the movie is made just goes effortlessly. You don't feel that you're watching a movie, it just goes by, just flies by. You just invested in everything. You don't have to feel that you're bored. You don't have to, you don't feel these feelings. You just watch the movie, you just invest in the movie, you're just, sucked into the story. That's such high quality, you know? That's something that went without any effort. It seemed so effortless to movies, back in the 90s. But then we got movies that got slow pacing. Then we got, um, some good movies like the first Matrix, for instance. There's so many amazing moments. It made the revolution in cinema, as we know, but there were some moments that were so slow, and you're just like, you're going out of the movie. You're just like, what happened? What happened? There's so many moments like that sometimes. Like, I can recall one particular moment with Neo. He was like drinking coffee. He was in Zion, and he was watching The Matrix with some guy that was watching also the screen, and just how the Matrix looks like. And Neo was like, what you doing there? And the other guy's like, I'm just watching The Matrix. How that goes. And they're just sitting there. you know, it's ridiculous. So there are such movies, but this movie is like a total example, guys, like example, a gem, of what movies are supposed to be with the modern technology, modern way of shooting, modern ideas, but just made in the old ways, in terms of you know how moment to moment it's shot, how it keeps you invested, how it keeps your heartstrings pulled at all times, but not in a lame way, not in a way that you're like, I've seen this so many times before. And obviously, some human stories tend to repeat because we all have some struggle that can't repeat. But honestly, the way that things were done here, you can not only relate to Creed, but you can also relate, as a main guy, Creed as the character, as the main character. But you can also super relate to his villain, so to speak. You can also see that he's a human being, and it's not that he is a villain, but he's just the guy that Creed must defeat, and one guy wants it more. One guy, is the guy that, because he wants it more, because he can dig deeper, even deeper, even deeper, that guy's gonna win. That doesn't mean the other guy does not want it. That doesn't mean the other guy is not important to him. But there's just one thing that just makes the difference. One thing. What is that thing? What is that thing? So the movie tackles so much, so much. Now, I'm gonna get to your comments real quick. As I do a review, it's not like a discussion, I'm trying to get everything out that I can think of that's mostly, most important, so you can have a perfect idea of what this movie is as a film. And then we get to the comments. But now, because I see that you write and you're writing, and I really want to get some things out, I wanna get to the comments. Um, opportunity to make teen Ivan Drago, yes. I have an egg of a goldfish. Okay. Yeah, yeah, Ivy. Yeah, it's a must watch. It's really a must watch. It really is. I never seen a boxing movie in cinema in my life, by the way. Mm-hmm. No, the Matrix is another topic, but the other two Matrixes, Reloaded and damn it, what was the last one? Matrix Reloaded, Matrix. Ah, damn it, I forgot. Ah, damn it. Well, the point is, they were a lot more dynamic, especially Matrix 2, so it did improve upon a lot of things. It didn't have those slow moments, so that is one thing. Mm. Yes, everything is masterful, the music is masterful. I didn't believe that actually, because, you know, there are some moments that you're supposed to be like, okay, this epic music just has to be here. And it's like any other epic music, but not here, not here. Here is even going to a higher level, and it really helps you get into the action and what's really going on. Every note, every beat, everything, just like perfect, like chills. Amazing. Hi everybody. Yes, hi Matthew. So yeah, guys, let's recap here and say some things that I've missed. So, perfect acting. I actually didn't mention this, but perfect acting. That's Thompson. Great. She cannot perform bad as far as I'm concerned. She's really good. Michael B. Jordan goes even farther than he's ever gone in terms of acting. This is his most perfect performance. Uh, physically, actually, next point, physically, he is a lot more ripped. He has a lot more muscle thickness and mass than he had in Black Panther. I can tell you that. I can tell you that, yeah. Of course, we all know how that is made, but I'm not gonna talk about this now. Then, acting performance from Sylvester Stallone is just well more than superb. I mean, he felt like a real person, like the grandfather, like younger grandfather that from down the street that just is very helpful to everybody. That's very like accomplished, but he's very humble. He's so smart. He's wise. He's this really precious person that that only one person like this is born every 100 years or so. This is just like golden person. He must never die. He's just so great. So that is his personality. His character is Rocky, and he does has flaws. I'm not gonna get into spoilers. Why is that? He does do mistakes, but the way that it's done is just not it's not a cliche. It's just real. It's just like real. This whole movie is so real, guys. Not talking exactly about the boxing matches because there's not one boxing match that I've ever seen that is even comes like 20% close to this as dynamic boxing. I never seen anything as thrilling. I mean, I've never seen a boxing match as thrilling as movies, boxing matches. They're just a lot more fast, a lot more interesting. They hit each other all the time. They don't sit like this and watch each other like for 5 minutes. There was even a sketch long time ago and one Looney Tune episode where I think Daffy Duck was watching a movie with two guys on screen. That was actually real footage of two guys. It was not a cartoon like two guys trying to fight in a boxing match, and the commentator was like so excited and screaming. But in the same time, at the boxing ring, there was nothing happening. It was like, the other guy was this almost like dropping his guard, and his opponent was like doing this. So it was something like, one guy is doing this, his opponent is doing this, you know, and nobody's hitting nobody. Like, nobody. It's hilarious because the commentator is gonna fall down from his chair from screaming. You can just imagine how he looks like while he's screaming, because he never see the commentator, just see the two guys just like sizing each other up, like that. And the commentator is like, and now it's so exciting, like Freddy Jr., he's gonna hit this guy in the face. Oh my god, he's gonna do it. And the other guy, he's expecting this power. He's raw. He's excited now. He's gonna take the punch. Oh no, he's gonna protect himself. What is gonna happen here? I cannot take this. I can't take it. And the two guys are just, so that is how some boxing matches go. Of course they hit each other, but sometimes it's like this. And what we see in the movies is so fast, it's so dynamic. They're never like out of breath. But they look like they're supposed to be out of breath, but mostly they're just hurt or something else is happening. They don't look like so everything in this movie is super real. I mean, like, character to character, how they're talking to each other is so real. Uh, you know, Character interactions, everything that's happening, you just like, well, that is what's gonna happen in real life. So that's what's gonna happen in real life. You feel that. So it's not bullcrap. It's not there's not like weak writing here. There's nothing like lame. Everything that's happening is yeah, you believe that. Yeah, you buy that. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to write like that because there's not many things. You think that there's not many things that could happen, but actually, the writing is so good that still manages to go some places that it surprises you, and at the same time, it keeps that realness with you, and it makes it more epic that way because so many times, when we see even in video games, when the developer or the director or whatever property it is, video game or movie, when they try to bring a real story to life, like in Battlefield 5, for instance, you know, instead of taking the real story, sometimes the real story is a lot better than the fictional one. Instead of taking the real story, which is much more interesting, they just take like something and take something great and make it a lot more stupid and unbelievable, like unbelievable, not believable. And here is not a real story, but they made it like a real story in such a way that you actually buy it in every single way. You totally do. You do. you know. So I was getting to the acting of everybody, even the guy that plays, Drago. He's not really an actor, but now he is, because believe me, that guy, for whatever scenes he had talking and fighting, he was perfect, perfect. Dolph Lundgren as well, but no one can get close to Sylvester Stallone. He did, but everybody are great. Even the mom of Creed, that actress that plays the mom, like a real mom. She's like a real mom to him. It's great. It's so great. It's great. It's great. And that thing with what happened there with their child, how, I don't want to get into spoilers. I'm not going to. Perfect. I mean, it's not perfect what happened. It's perfect how they presented that. So from start to finish, you can really see each and every drop of sweat and white was there, and you know that this is freaking genuine. It's like so genuine, this movie. This picture right here really represents real stuff, real struggles that people go through. You know, this may not be a real story, but what this movie represents life really. So you're gonna get deeper meanings here, you're gonna get deeper storytelling, you're gonna get perfect writing, perfect direction, just perfect, perfect everything. So I would say this is a perfect boxing movie, guys. A perfect boxing movie. And if I'm gonna have to give it the score of a boxing movie, which I do have to, because boxing movies they're kind of like in their own genre. If you think about it, I will give Creed 2 a 10 out of 10. Perfect score, applause, perfect. This is one of the best movies of this year, if not the best. I mean, we cannot compare it to superhero movies. We can't. We just can't. But let's say this is one of the best movies ever produced, even. I would go even to say that. I would. I will. Yeah, I would. It covers every point, like meaning, check. Dynamic scenes, check. Great boxing, check. Great acting, check. Great physique, even physiques into the movie, check. Great struggle, drama, and sense to it. Everything to make it believable, not lame. Check. you know, uh, down to earth, natural, genuine, everything. Check. I don't know what else to tell you guys. It's great. Now, getting into the comments finally because I finished my review. That was that. Of course, if you've seen this recorded and not live, please let me know in the comments what you thought of Creed. Okay. Um, well, I think that especially in Creed, if nobody believed that he's got that good of an actor, now they do, because it's ridiculous not to acknowledge his amazingness. Yes, of course. I know that Arnold did Commando. I'm just saying when you remember old movies from the 90s, like with Arnold, Commando, oh, you know how they are made, how well structured, and just flying by. And how they're awesome. Okay, they're awesome. Yeah, Terminator is one of those good examples of how movies should be made. Again, in terms of dynamic, pacing, so on, and keeping you interested, keeping you invested. Yes, it took everything seriously, Ivy. Yeah, exactly like a true stories that has novels written about it. Yeah, it's a must for sure. Yeah, you're right, Griffin. I watched the documentary about how those graphics were made. I will watch that again just to remember. But James Cameron did absolutely a revolution technology that he developed, of course, with other people, but he has really great ideas, that guy. He does. Thank you, Abby. Thank you, Matthew. Shirtless muscle guys beating. Now, Robocop, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Just let me, because I want to answer, like I want to answer your question. So let me check Robocop. Uh, oh, that the first movie. The first movie. Mm, if I saw that, I'm just not sure if I saw that. I'm pretty sure I saw half of it. But it was years after it was already out. I mean, years and years. and it was already old movie by then, and I don't know if I watched the whole thing. Now, RoboCop 2014, I can't believe that was 4 years ago. God, how time flies. So that movie I really liked. Personally, I really liked it. It's not like the old movie because it's just not. I mean, I don't have to remember the whole thing or remember even if I watched the whole thing. But I know that the old thing was very brutal and gory and bloody. This was not. But I do like the story. It did get in touch with, Robocop's feelings and how he was feeling after he saw what was happening to him, his family, how his robot side affected his human side. I like that whole thing, so I like that movie. And it wasn't actually that it wasn't actually a fail like I think it is. I'm gonna tell you why. Actually made a lot of traction after it aired. Okay, so the movie is worth $100 million. It did made 242 million, which usually means that yes, it's not good, but I understand that after that, like on streaming, made a lot of money, so it did got, it did won. I mean, it did not lose money, but of course, it was not like a super successful, which could happen even if the movie was a bit better, because who knows if the public really cares about Robocop that much. I mean, we may care, but we don't know how the majority of movie going, you know, populace thinks of this. Hey Giovanni, hello. Yeah, so a lot of people when they gave a chance to Robocop liked it, although the success of the movie wasn't what we'd have want if we want, a sequel. Now it's not like Venom. Venom is not really successful movie, although critics really, you know, hated on it. But at the end of the day, it matters how we vote with our pockets. And if that page loads, I'm gonna be happy. Okay, so production budget 100 million. Worldwide 123 million. So that is a success, guys. That is a success. Yeah. I'm really happy about Venom. I really loved it. Really, really did. Yeah. I don't know what's happening. I actually know what's happening. I'm super sleepy, and that's why, yes, Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy, guys. So, he was actually perfect for Venom. I did say that he can be perfect for Venom. It's just, when I first saw him, I was like, he's so short, he's so small, and he doesn't really have muscles, and how's this gonna work? And because I really, really imagine Eddie Brock to be this really big muscled guy that worked out in his apartment, and that is what we saw in Spider-Man animation. So that's how I am used to perceive Eddie Brock. But Tom Hardy did more than a perfect job with the character, and it was kind of funny because at times he really looked smaller in terms of muscularity. He really did. He really did. In some other scenes, he had like traps and shoulders. And like, what's happening here? In the next scene, he's like this narrow. I'm like, okay. And I really notice these things, as I'm, you know, training a lot. You can say like woman, natural bodybuilding person. And bodybuilding just means that you're trying to build your physique. It doesn't have to be professional bodybuilding, but you're just trying to build physique, literally build it, create it with weights and stuff. So you can say bodybuilding because it's really literally changing your body like a statue for the better. As for Venom, yes. What is my Venom movie score? As a superhero movie, I would say it's definitely like around 8. It's definitely not a 7. 7 I would consider like a bit weak, but 8. Yes, it's 8 for me. Mm, for you, 5, okay. Uh, it's not like super big scope, but it was interesting. Venom was so great, and interactions between him and Eddie Brock perfect. You can never imagine more, natural interactions between the two characters than what we got. So it could have been better, but they didn't had any faith in it. They could have made some kind of a different, story to add to that story, or something else. But for what they did, it was cohesive and interesting enough, and Venom was perfect, which is most important. It looked kind of lame on some of the trailers, but what we got, it was so hilarious and at the same time so charming. It was natural. They made a world where a parasite can exist and be one with another human being very feasible and even like really believable. So that's the main thing. That's most important. So Venom, great. I'm really happy about Venom. So that's it, guys, about this review of Creed 2. To me, is a much better movie than the first one. It improves upon absolutely each and every aspect of the first one, and it brings you a lot more. It just gives you everything that possibly can give you, and it's just it's just amazing. It's just so amazing. It's gold. It's like a movie gold. I'm very hyped for Venom. I would love to see his story with Carnage. I remember watching the old Spider-Man animations and what dynamic relationship they had with each other. And when you think that Venom is bad, you just you just haven't seen anything yet, because when Carnage comes along, you're like, oh my God, Venom! You're scared for Venom. Carnage is so bad. He's so bad. He's much worse, and he's much more dangerous. But Venom is a badass, so he can beat him. But you're just getting scared because Carnage is unpredictable son of a bitch, and Venom is not used to this overwhelming evil. Once again, he thought that he's the top dog, and all of a sudden Carnage comes and everything is thrown out the window, like all the rules, all the things that Venom thinks that have in terms of qualities and strengths. Everything is like, when Carnage comes, not like Venom is not powerful, but it's just Carnage is so crazy, it just makes him powerful just by the thought that nothing is holding him back. He doesn't care. So that makes for a very, very dangerous person when he has nothing to lose, and he's so strong. Okay. Hmm. Very line that gets 10 out of 10. Who are you? We are Venom. But I also love that other line. Uh, you know, when he speaks to this criminal, in the shop, he's like, you will be this faceless, um, ling, limbless, ligamentless. How was the word? Um, thing in the world, in the wind. No, no, no. Walking around, something like this, like a turd in the wind. I forgot the line, but yeah, you will be this faceless, lack of limbs thing walking down the street or rolling down the street. I think it was it like a turd in the wind. The way that he says is just perfect. His face, what face he makes when he says that. His lips, he doesn't really have lips, but his mouth, amazing. And yeah, that was the last cameo of Stanley that I saw, but of course it won't be the last. He already filmed his Avengers and the rest whatever movies he filmed his cameos for, and of course he has an animated cameo in Spider-Man, in into the Spider-Man into the Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse movie. I'm very happy, guys, that actually, for those of you that voted in my recent poll, which movie are you most excited for? I am thinking that from time to time I'm gonna post such polls for you to vote. That's still on my channel. I think that you can see it through your mobile phone. Which is the movie, what's the movie that you're most excited for till the end of the year? Aquaman, Mary Poppins, Bumblebee, Mortal Engines. I think that those are the most exciting movies that are just gonna come out in the following weeks. So you can go there and vote. The last movie was exactly Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse. Right now Aquaman is leading, which of course is understandable. I voted for that too. And I posted another one that they are gonna make a Monster Hunter movie, and this is a very recent game, just couple of months old, and it's not that popular even. I mean, it is popular, but not that popular. And we're waiting for Uncharted 2, not Uncharted 2, but Uncharted movie, God of War movie. These movies we're waiting for years now, and they're not coming. They're just not coming. They're just, the projects are like frozen or something. We don't know. Nobody tells us anything. And so, all of a sudden, this movie with Mila Jovovich and Tony Jaa gets made. And it's being made right now. Monster Hunter, and it's a game that doesn't really have a story like Uncharted and God of War do. It just has a lore, but not a particular story. So what the heck's happening? Like, what the heck? So I posted that as well as news. You can check that. You can comment on that if you like. But I'm just shocked. Not that I don't want to see it. I'm curious, and I love Mila Jovovich. I just love Mila Jovovich. She can be in any movie. I will not be opposed to it. Like, no. But it's just ridiculous to me that this gets made, and that's Uncharted, not God of War. Maybe it's easier because it doesn't really have a story to it, and they know that they're gonna have something that there's not really in the movies. Maybe that is the thing, guys. So I don't know. And God of War and Uncharted are so, you know, so deep, so to speak. A story so substantial that it's very easy to screw up if they don't make them good. So maybe that's the concern, and maybe that is why they're taking so long, and it's very easy for them to just pick up another story. And of course, it's problem of who has the rights of God of War movie rights, who has the rights of Uncharted, who has the rights of this game now. So it's a mystery to me. Yeah, Ivy, I think that it's only visible to your mobile phone, or if you just click, let me check if I can tell you right now if you can see it on the PC. It's a new feature that I think just got available to me, or to my channel. So let's check, because I've seen people do that all the time, but not me. You can see it right now. So you have to just go on my channel and click on community, and you'll be able to vote for the movies. You'll be able to see the story about Tony Jaa, and Giovanni already commented on that. Yeah, he's a badass warrior. Well, he looks like that, although he's very skinny. You know what I think about that? The lack of muscle and all. No, I don't have the soundtrack, but I would love to get Creed 2 soundtrack, and I watched that movie with Lady Gaga. Actually, I have to make a review of that at some point if they don't forget. Hi Sand, very happy to see you here. Hi Sand. So he said, considering that Mila Jovovich is one of my favorite actresses and I haven't seen anything lately with her, it's just overhyped. Well, she's gonna be in another movie that looks like Mad Max. Not sure when that is, but it looks like that we are gonna have a movie with her. Just not sure when that is coming out. They released the trailer so early, I already forgot what that was about. I'm very hyped for Alita, absolutely. Yeah, Ivy. Absolutely epic, yes. So that is it, guys. It is Friday night. I'm gonna go rest, but tomorrow look forward to some game stream. I really want to game, guys. Really want a game. I want a game. I have some amazing cooking ideas as well for some reason, but I just need more rest days so I can make everything that I want. But gaming stream has to happen. Just has to happen. So thank you very much, guys, for watching. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Have a great, awesome weekend. Sleep well, and of course, we're gonna see each other very soon, hopefully. Till next time with me, Gary G Reviews. Thank you to everybody. Thank you, my Gary T's.